Anita, your favorite diva, and I'm back. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Let the diva know you stopped by. Make sure you subscribe if you like the vibe. If this is your first time here, welcome and welcome back, Diva Squad. So I give it 3 out of 5 stars. It knew what it was and it delivered just that. I'm doing a trailer reaction. And on Diva the Divas channel.
I can tell you my problems, meditating my silence. But I keep pushing my pen, rotating my stylus. Brokenness feeling like sin, now no breath, low dollar. Used to be left on red, now all the girls go holler. Now all the girls go follow. All the fake friends gon' pile up.
Y'all here?
So borrow, get that shit right back tomorrow. Somehow all the fans go bravo.
See y'all coming in.
My sorrows, faith is shaky and vibrato. I can't hold a frown too long.
All right, y'all. It's your girl, Nita, your favorite diva, and I am back for another review. I got my girls with me. I'm going to bring them up very, very soon. We are reviewing Dexter Resurrection, y'all. What I want y'all to immediately do, let me know where you're watching from, anywhere in the world. Let me know that, and let me know your familiarity with Dexter, the series as a whole. This is the 4th. 1, 2, 3. We got the OG. We got New Blood. We got Original Sin, and now we have Resurrection. So let me know. I should have put a poll up. I'll put a poll up as the ladies start talking. We get the girls up talking and stuff like that, and I can multitask. You know, it is Sunday, so you know the diva got a lot of things to do. But anyway, we're going to get into it. We're talking Dexter Resurrection. Let me bring my esteemed panel up for this live review. Y'all, I have Tamika from Tamika's Den. Hey, girl.
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on?
What's going on? Yes, girl. And I have my girl Moochie from Moochilla Reviews. Tell us
Hey,
what
y'all.
to do,
Look,
y'all.
I'm gonna show y'all real quick. I'm laying across the bed.
Girl, lay across the bed. It's okay as long as you got a microphone and a computer. We can make it work, girl. Thank you so much for coming. Let's go ahead and shout out. I want Moochie to tell everybody what to do when you get into the room, y'all.
Nice.
Oh, just wait.
Well, we are here to talk about Dexter. This is episode 1 and 2, and I started watching Dexter. Okay, you good?
Yeah,
you good,
I want you to say, put us in the algorithm. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
it was that one. It's all good. Hey, Miss T. Hey,
Miss T. Put us up in that algorithm, y'all. Holla at your girl.
Yes, it's okay. You know, life be life.
Hit the share button. What's up, Lemon Kush Pepper? Hey, Miss Niecy.
Hey, Miss Niecy. You never saw Dexter, girl. You gotta get into it.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you for coming, though.
Yes, because you support
I like
the lovely lady.
Nita.
Huh?
I wish we would have reviewed the prequel, because that one was really good.
It was.
Because you had flashbacks from the original one where he was saw glimpses of it, but this time we actually saw everything in detail. So that was the good part about it.
Right. Yes. Moochie, you the one said, Nita, pick a good one. Pick something. And let's review it. So this is what I picked. So, you know, it just the opportunity happened, and yeah. So
can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Tamika, are you frozen too?
No.
Nobody I can hear you.
Oh, Moochie's having.
Can you Lemon Kush Pepper? Do you hear Nita? Okay, there you go.
Lemon Kush says she can't hear.
Yeah, you was like frozen again.
Oh, I don't know. I heard her. Might be
I
some
Okay.
didn't hear.
technical.
That's
There
you
might
didn't
be
hear
a
me say.
delay or something.
Yeah, it might be.
Um,
Yes, Eric H. Okay, we got a nice little lively crowd in here. We're gonna get into it, y'all. We're gonna get into it. I just want to know, y'all, familiarity. So we do know that Miss Nisi has not seen nothing. She is here
Mhm.
supporting the ladies, and we love you for it. I hope you
yeah.
take the journey and go back all the way to the OG Dexter top tier until you get to the
Chef's
end.
kiss.
You know,
Mhm.
it happens to the best of shows where people don't know where to end the show. And I think when visionaries and creators get into a flow, they have a vision, or maybe they don't have a vision. And maybe because of everybody loved the show, they get swept up and caught up in the whole dynamic of the show being so good, and the story has kind of ran its course, and they just get into something and they write themselves into a box, and it's all bad. And I feel like the sweet spot for series is 5 seasons. I think
Mhm.
5 seasons is the sweet spot. So if you have a vision, build it out, and don't take your vision and go somewhere else, create a whole new story and stuff like that. So I think that's where series kind of get into problems, when they keep trying to go when the story says, let's just you know take it on there. So anyway, that's me. Enough of me being on my soapbox or whatever. Let me see. Miss Nisi says she is definitely gonna watch it. Okay. um Auntie Gone, she said she's been watching since the OG. Okay, yes, it's so good. I got you, Miss T. Yes, yes, yes. Thank y'all. I just wanted to get a barometer on the show. Okay, so y'all are telling me, hey, West Coast Barbara. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into some things, because we got 2 episodes to get into, so we cannot waste no damn time. Okay, so let's go ahead. But y'all know I'm a show and tell girl, but we're not gonna dissect everything like super, super whatever, but we'll touch on some things, and we will make it do what it do. Okay, so Eric H said, I think at this point, prison is the only thing in the now. Now, when you say that, who you think going to prison? I think it's gonna be Dexter. I think Dexter's gonna have to pay for his sins because he broke the code. But we'll talk about that. That might be a little too. That might be a little
Yeah,
too much for
cause
y'all.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Listen, I've been rocking with Dexter since the beginning. Love me some Dexter, honey. I was down for him. But definitely that first,
Hmm.
like Nita was just saying, the first original Don Dada. I loved it. Everything until when we got to the end, and I was just like, how the hell did y'all ruin this ending? Like, what the hell is going on here? Then when we got to what was the next one, y'all?
It was New Blood.
New Blood, right.
New Blood.
I'm like,
I like
okay,
that
now
one.
we got Harrison coming in. It was certain parts I liked. I had mixed feelings, and then I didn't really care for them for that. Then we got the prequel, and I was like, y'all just not gonna let this damn Dexter go. Like, how many different ones we gonna have? But then I was actually kind of pleasantly surprised with that one. And I felt like Michael C. Hall was kind of like, okay, I'm done with the Dexter thing. But then I guess maybe the money was right, and he said, "I'm gonna come back again," because they love Dexter. People love
They
Dexter,
love
man.
Dexter.
So I like how this one started off. I'm like, I'm gonna give y'all a chance. And I was telling Nita when we was behind the scenes that I feel like they got off to a good start. It gave me that old Dexter feel, but then it's kind of a new vibe to it too. With it being in New York City, the all-star cast, I'm finding the kind of storyline where they're going with it interesting. So I'm like, we might be on to something here. Okay,
I
y'all might
love
have
it.
the recipe right now.
Yes, they are actually cooking.
Yeah.
I see them. I see them. They in there. They cooking. And
Mm-hmm.
so if we can keep this trajectory, I am excited where this is going.
Yeah.
And also I think that they only titled this Resurrection because I feel like um Harrison didn't make the best impression. Not Harrison himself,
Yeah.
just the way the writers took his
Yeah, because I don't
character.
blame the actor. I think it was
Right.
the writing and kind of just, because a lot of people wasn't really feeling it. I ain't gonna,
Exactly.
not feeling the whole story, but certain aspects of Harrison. I heard a lot of complaints where that was
Yes.
concerned.
Yes, it's almost similar to the Power universe, how
Yeah.
they had to kind of redeem Tariq. If you're gonna jump off another a spinoff, then we have to be able to root for you. And I feel like this is exactly what we're doing. They done set the stage for all this PTSD that he's having, all of this remorse that he's having. He is experiencing something totally different from Dexter, and that's what makes this show special because we have two kind of conflicting, we have Harrison who will at the end of the day do it, but he has some feelings about it. But Dexter, he has no feelings about it, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, listen, this is an interesting dynamic, and I love where we can go with this. So let's put our seatbelts on. I love it. Look, Miss T said third time is the charm.
I know that's right.
I
Yes.
like the prequel. Like I said, I like the prequel. That storyline was really good.
Yeah,
Even
I enjoyed them
even
all.
even with Christian Slater, he's good in
Yes,
it
I like that one.
as his dad. But then they bring back
But
Walter
Harry,
Matthau as his
the
dad
OG
in this one
Harry,
and the new one too. So I was happy to see that too.
Yeah.
but y'all, I'm sorry, I love me some OG Harry. Christian Slater was he cool.
Yeah, he did what he did what he could do with it.
Yeah.
I wasn't mad
OG
at it.
Harry. Yeah. So we gonna go ahead.
Eric Ace said he about to finish and he gonna catch the replay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. They dropped 2 episodes on Fridays if you're streaming. I don't know if they just drop it on Sundays if you're a cable watcher. I don't know. We are cord cutters over here, so we got streaming services. So we got it on Friday. I didn't know. But y'all make sure y'all come back and watch it. We're talking Dexter Resurrection. So we are gonna go ahead and start. This is TV mature, coarse language, violence, nudity, great gore, and distressing content. So we see this. Well, we already got a glimpse of this in New Blood. No, Original Sin. Was it New Blood?
New Blood, yeah.
New Blood, where they got him, and I think they sent out some teasers saying that maybe you know what I'm saying, like they might have been trying to revive him, and we never knew whether or not yes or no if he was gonna indeed come back. And of course, indeed, he came back because everybody loves Dexter, right? But we do know that Dexter has made some mistakes in his journey or whatever, like all of us do. Nobody's perfect or whatever, but we get here and we see him getting a heartbeat. And the name of the episode is A Beating Heart. He was like, I'll take it. Look, a beating heart, I'll take that in a minute. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll take that shit too. But we're here. They're working on him, and he's come back. And of course, how when you say you're kind of like at the end of your life, or things happen like that, your life kind of flash before your eyes, and you get to see people who've made an impact in your life. And we see the Trinity Killer. If you do the Unaliver, I'm sorry y'all with the language or whatever. What are we, 14 minutes in? I feel like we're okay. The Trinity Killer, he came up in his vision, so he's like processing him coming back to life and all the things that he did or whatever. We get what's this guy's name? I forget him. Garcia?
Yeah, I know he was a cop.
I think his name was Garcia.
He was one too.
Yeah,
he was a deleter too.
But he was one of the ones that Dexter had a connection with. Like he was able to kind of be himself outside of Harry. He confessed everything to Harry, and so he kind of made a connection with this guy right here or whatever. And then we go through, we see Deborah, and he was saying, he was pretty much just kind of walking through how, your life has had uh, ramifications for everybody. We see Deborah's tombstone, we see Rita, we see Maria, we see uh what's the black dude.
Zoltz, that was the one that I thought was
Dokes.
interesting.
Yes, here we go, right here we see
Yeah.
Dokes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like Dokes was the right person to put in here. Maybe he was available, and maybe
Mm-hmm.
um Deborah, his sister, wasn't
Right, yeah,
available.
yeah, I think so.
I,
And I thought it was interesting that of all the people, Dexter would see him. But this is supposed to be his subconscious, and I think he also have to make it make sense for him or whatever, so to speak.
right. Right. So you see, like, as a writer or a consumer of art, you sit up and you listen, you be like, oh, okay, well, maybe the person that he needed the most validation from is the person that's going to pop up in his subconscious. And so maybe Dokes was a good decision. But I think in New Blood, I think he had Deborah in his ear and Harry wasn't in his ear. So I feel it,
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
who you
Yeah,
Moochie,
it was his sister.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
right.
That's what I said. It was his sister, and she was trying to stop him from
Hmm.
turning the boy into that.
Right. So I think even in the whole thing where we got all these different spinoffs, you have a different person's voice guiding Dexter, and see what kind of mistakes he makes with the person guiding him. So when Deborah kind of guided him, he kind of made a lot of mistakes with Harrison. But when Harry, he's kind of like laser focused until the writers just kind of go off into a tizzy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's one of those things. It's like you kind of have to dissect what's actually going on and try to see what's going on.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so that whole thing was good. And Harry was just basically trying to tell him that Harrison needs his father to guide him.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Children are children. They don't know what they don't know. And so
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate Harry being that voice, trying to get him, because I know a lot of people, and I'm not gonna say myself included. No, I will say myself included. Like, I feel like once somebody becomes an adult, I feel like your choice is your choice. I'm not going to try to make you make a choice. I'm not going to try to persuade you. And I feel like Dexter is that. He's basically saying that, I tried to do that. It didn't end so well. If Harry can't, I mean, not Harry, Harrison can't reach out to him because to Harrison, he thinks he's unalive. So
Right.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so it's not that. So it's not the same situation,
Mm-hmm.
but I understand his take on it. Like, his father wants him to jump and kind of hover over him, and he's just like, I've been absent for a lot of part of his life. That was
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the contention in New Blood. He was absent, and then he came and he found him and he did all these things, and
Mm-hmm.
it kind of went left. It was a lot. It was a lot. But I don't want to keep on rambling on a lot of stuff. Let's see what Miss T said. Miss T said Debbie is used to try to stop Dexter. Yes, Harry is used to try and help Dexter. Yes, and I feel like that whole thing with Debbie didn't know all of the context. She didn't know. She did the best that she could with what she
Mm-hmm.
knew,
Right.
but she didn't know all the
Yeah.
context. That's why I always say that Harry is the better person to,
Mm-hmm.
do the guiding and stuff like that. So as we get into it, like I said, this episode is very heavy on trying to kind of, what are they trying to retcon? They trying to write themselves out of a corner. And they said that because they were in the freezing cold, the ice stopped his heart and all the blood from leaking out and all that other stuff. So I'm like, okay, whatever y'all gotta do to write yourselves out this corner, all this stuff. You see the doctor there. He asked him. He was like, "Well, what happened? What's going on, or whatever?" So I'm just like, "Yeah, whatever." Then we catch up with Harrison. Okay, so he has taken his behind and relocated himself to the Big Apple. Shout out to Moochie. Shout out to Tamika. Shout out to all our New York girlies, Miss Kira, Pretty Girl, all our New York divas. Shout out to y'all. So he in the Big Apple, y'all. So he done took himself from the country to the Big Apple. So he's here and he's looking like he's doing pretty well. He's doing good, y'all. He got his little morning routine, like father, like son, the whole, like, he looks like he's more of a hygienist person. Like he takes care and cleans and stuff. And I feel like Dexter is a foodie person. Like when he gets to doing all his stuff, all he's similar to in Raising Kanan. Always got something in his mouth.
Marvin, yeah, Uncle Marvin. He's Dexter like to eat, yeah.
He loved to eat. Mm-hmm. He loved to eat. But Harrison seems like he's more of a clean cut person and he likes to clean or whatever. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. It's all good. But he looks like he's making friends at the hotel that he's working in. He got one person that looked like could be a potential love interest. And I was looking like, oh girl, be careful with that one. So his supervisor is a black man looking like Don King up there. I see you, boo. I got you. And then we get introduced to a customer. It looks like a client, customer, whatever. He comes in there probably frequently. It feels like they're familiar. And he comes in there and, I think Harrison is more like a concierge type person. He's concierge and he knows the way around the Big Apple. I don't know, after being there for 3 months, that's how that works.
That's what I said, because he actually seems like he's more comfortable. He got a little vibe going. He seemed like he fitting in good, whereas New Blood, I would say some aspects he wasn't really fitting in so much, or he was awkward with certain things. And I was like, oh, well, he done made his way over here to New York. You would think he was always here around, the way he kind of had his flow going. I said, okay, Harrison, this is interesting.
Exactly. But like I said, we have to make allowances for this because they're really just trying to. So y'all got to kind of turn your brains off in episode 1. We're trying to rewrite the narrative and try to, get us acclimated or whatever. So yes. Hey, Nanette. Okay, come on in. Yeah, so we are talking to him. We get him. And then in this particular scene, he looks like he's dealing with some PTSD. And this is where I was telling y'all that they are trying to make him likable. They're trying to redeem his character so that you can try to root for him in this whole series. And so you see him dealing with some of the PTSD of him. Okay, I'm sorry if you heard that. I don't know if it's fireworks. I don't know if it's gunshot. Sorry about that. But anyway, I'm about to say it just took me by surprise, so that's why I was looking crazy. So so the elevator freezes as he's taking some guests up or whatever, and so I think he's just dealing with some PTSD or whatever. I feel like some people are able to unalive people, but it's a whole nother thing when you add a layer of it being the mother, the father, someone that someone you're familiar with. And so with it being his father, that's honestly like, okay, yeah, I would expect that to happen. So how did y'all feel about this? This him having his redemption arc? Do you understand what the writers, where they going with this whole thing? They're trying to like really trying to get us kind of back on his side. Is it going to work for you, or do you think it's not going to work for y'all? So, how y'all feel about it? Moochie?
It might work because I didn't have a problem with him. He was being picked on when he was last season by the guy from the wrestling team.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like he deserved taking care. He deserved taking care of him.
Okay.
Well, I don't think I didn't even know that people were saying that he wasn't a likable character. I liked him.
Yeah, no.
I didn't have a problem with him. I see this time he's learning how to function a little bit better. They show him holding down a job. He's able to live this double life. And he's a likable person as a worker, and stuff like that. And I thought he was coping just fine. It's only thing that might. Well, I'll get to it later when you get to it, because I don't want to put my track shoes on.
Okay. No, and I want to talk about what you just said, because I pay attention to words and I'm very like meticulous about that. You were saying a double life. I don't feel like he's pretty much, well, when we see him now, it doesn't feel like a double life. It feels like he left his past in the past, and it feels like he was moving forward. It wasn't, he met that asshole and he had to do what he had to do. So I don't think he was pretty much living a double life, but I mean, I guess you can't say that. I mean, your past is still a part of you, but I felt like he kind of left that behind. He wasn't like pursuing anybody, like he didn't make it a career choice. That's what he was doing.
He wasn't pursuing him. That just like, you know what? I don't like this dude, and he's a creep. That's how that happened.
That's exactly how that happened. Tamika, how you feel? Do you feel like he's living a double life, or do you feel like some things happen and it just happened? We had to roll with it.
No, I think he was trying to move on, even though we can clearly see that he's having, flashbacks and PTSD going on. But overall, like I said, he seemed like if the co-workers like him, he seems to know the people. He's coming off like a people person, whether it be that is naturally or if he's just trying to, how you say, fake it till you make it, and I'm gonna go with the flow type of whatever. So I felt like he hadn't been doing it longer, because he seemed very comfortable with doing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so we'll keep it moving. We're not gonna keep on harping on things. So then he meets this lady. This lady is going to a medical conference, and in this medical conference, he meets her. She's just another client. He takes her up to the room, be friendly, and then next thing you know, we see this creep that he is familiar with actually drug her, and getting ready to do the whole, how that date rape thing goes. And so he tried to take a stance. It's like, it's not my business, and all this other stuff. But I felt it was so wild for the writers to try to get him like, yes, the man is a customer, he's a client, he's going in there, he's like, clearly he sees this woman is like incapacitated, and then he's like helping her in the room with him. I was like, Harrison, do you think this is right? But he's doing his job. I was just like, this is just a very sticky situation.
He felt everything was off though.
Yeah, no, he definitely, and like you say, either it's bro code, either it's mind your business code, maybe it's business code. I'm working, I ain't got nothing to do with whatever. It just was wrong. And I love that he kind of has that consciousness about him, that he can do what's right in the moment.
Yeah.
So next thing you know, he goes in there. He leaves. He tries to say it's not my business, and he tries to leave, and then he hears her protesting in the room. Once she gets in the room, she's like, no, stop. However,
once you heard all of that,
Right.
Maybe.
But why she still look dead to the bed? I'm like, at least you could have had her protest a little bit.
Yeah, now she done passed that again. But good thing she did, because after what Harrison had to come in there to, do, of course, they must make us some things a little convenient for where they was trying to take us to. I get it, but yeah, once he had to come up in there because he was trying to tell him, like, just let me take her back to her room.
Right.
But,
Right. And that dude was just an asshole, y'all.
Yeah.
He was a double ASS asshole. Girl, he was the worst. Hey Mo69, thank you so much for coming in.
He deserved it.
He did. However, I felt like once he kind of de-escalated the situation, he took it a step further.
Yeah, it was like once he lost, and went into that rage, it was already too late. And the thing that makes it bad is, how they say, don't ish where you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, now this is somewhere where you at, where you work, where you got to come back to. And I was like, how is he going to get around this? I'm thinking about the cameras. My mind is going everywhere. Who's seen you coming upstairs with them and all of that once we, see what he had to end up doing.
Exactly. And hotels got cameras and all of the things. So it was very risky for him to take those types of measures. And then also too, I do remember that once the investigators came in, they actually deemed it a crime of passion because he was already gone,
right? And you still was just going. At that point, it was like he was in a rage. But them steps and tips that Dexter taught him kicked in.
Exactly. So it was one of those type of things, and I was like, "Ooh." Now, y'all, like, I pay attention to everything. What do y'all think this red light is saying? Like, it's something about this red light in this room. Every time we get in this room, I was doing the screenshots. I was trying to figure out what is this trying to say. I don't really see we'll go through it when we go through the slides, but I only see the red light in a couple of rooms or something. I'm trying to figure out, is this trying to convey something? Or is this creepo, he just got a red light in his room? I don't know what the fuck. Like, even after the crime took place, I feel like it was still a red tinge in the room. Did y'all understand that? Where that came from?
I just took it more so like the rage and just the fact that this guy was doing this deed in here. Maybe it was more to it than that, because I noticed it when Harrison was in there, and then even when Dexter comes in and he's in the closet, it's like that red, light around him. And so I'm like, maybe because he's the dark passenger, I don't know, child.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah. Okay. So like we're gonna put a pin in it. We're gonna put a pin in it and see if it comes back. But it doesn't feel like it's in the bathroom. It feels like it's just in the bedroom. And even like once the room is taped up and it's a crime scene, the light is still red. What are y'all trying to say? Like, I'm just trying to figure out what's trying to be said here. Okay, so then of course, when the deed is done, he does all the things. Then next thing you know, he starts to think about what his father taught him in New Blood, of course, all the steps. Yes. So he went through, he did all the steps, but guess what? He was not a forensics person, so he doesn't know all of the things. He just knows.
He kind of slipped up, and I feel like tried to rush because he realized he was about to miss that garbage truck. So it was like, damn it, you almost had it perfect. Like if you would have had a little bit more time.
Right.
I don't think he should have even took that out. He shouldn't have dumped it there. It was a little too sloppy where it's gonna be where let it right back to the hotel.
Right. Just like you said, don't where you eat. You know what I'm saying? It's like everything could trace back to him. Honestly. So just like you said earlier, it was like, that was that situation. And so he was getting ready to miss it. He made some mistakes. And then also too, we see that he, you know, they showed it when the deed was happening, right? You know, you saw it, and of course the director, the writers is going to show how when he put the thing up, the blood hit the ceiling. So you know, Dexter was a forensic detective, blood splatter, all the things. So that's where Dexter comes into this. So he's not with the PD, but he has the knowledge of the PD. So love that, loved how they integrated that. And then we also see that this stuff still affects him. He has he vomited. He threw up after everything was done. They took all the body pieces and all this other stuff or whatever. He did the deed. He thought about his father, his teachings, but it still affected him. It still affected him. And so, yeah, so like we're talking about the redemption arc. Everybody sees the redemption arc, right? And so, yeah, we're going to go ahead and move on. So while Dexter was in the place recovering, the people from the Iron Lake, he was one of the people, not the person. You remember he had a love interest, and his love interest was the chief, I believe, or someone very, very high up important with the Iron Lake police department. And she ended up, like I said, y'all, they doing all the magical writings, right? They doing all the things. So they done said that the woman, the chief, done put her neck on the line, said it was some kind of self-defense. She shot this person, somebody did that person something, like she did all the things, right? So her and the girl gone, her daughter is gone. And Dexter was like, well, do you want, since all of this stuff happened, this is an embarrassment on the Iron Lake police, do you want to press charges? And like Dexter was like, hell no, skirt. She gave me away and I'm taking it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I thought this was kind of convenient. I want to see the way they was gonna do it, but I mean, they made it work. I was just like, okay, long as it's not on him, they can't prove nothing. The charges is off, and he survived, so he can kind of make his way through this. And we just gonna do our physical therapy and mind our business. I don't want to press no charges.
And he took she was like, you sure you don't want to press charges? And he was like, no, just let it go. It was just a misunderstanding. When he said that, I was like, he not gonna press charges.
Exactly.
He loved that girl.
And the new chief or whatever that got her job now, he was happy, like, oh good, now let's work for me.
Right, that was hilarious. I said hello, because let's be for real, that's exactly what we wanted to happen. So I wasn't even mad at it.
Who had her job? Who had his job?
No, the new guy that took over for her now that she gone.
Oh, okay. So this is the new guy right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was like an underling. He wasn't really like a.
He was a detective too. I remember him, but he wasn't doing that much. Like we would see him sporadically.
Right. Yeah, that's why I said that he wasn't too much. Yeah, he wasn't too much a person. So okay, so let's go ahead and move on. Okay, so then of course, the people find the body because they're separating, and I believe that last bag that he tied wasn't tight enough.
Right.
And
that was the Russian.
That was the Russian because he heard the people coming. So of course we have this new detective, the new pain in the pussy that we about to see going forward. Every show got one. What is it for Power, Moochie?
Yeah, she seems very smart. She, pretty much has the mind of a like a serial taker out of for me. Like she literally the first thoughts she had was the same thoughts that Dexter had, so I found that interesting. We starting out strong. We know how the power comes. We starting out strong. I don't know if she gonna end up being weak later, but right now she on top of it. Okay.
He's got to stop knotting those bags like that.
Yeah.
That's gonna get him caught.
Very telltale.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yes. And so I forget the lady name from Power. We know we got a lot of Power fans in the comments and stuff like that. What's the New York lady who's very the one with
Blanca?
the accent, the one that you
Blanca?
yes, Blanca. You know the girls. You know, it's always that detective that's doing the things. Okay. So they determined that it wasn't like robbery. They knew wasn't nothing going on. He still had the expensive ring on his hand and all this stuff. She's annoyed by all the people. I didn't like the way they really wrote her character, but I feel like they're doing it for a reason. Just like you said, it feels like her and Dexter are relating on some type of level, and knowing how the other previous Dexters have been written, we kind of know that this could be leading to something else. People who are very detached, and they have these type of personality types. Usually, we need to keep an eye out on them. Okay, so we're gonna go, and then we get another nice surprise. We get Angel. Angel comes, okay, so he comes and he sit up here and he brings him a Cubano and all this other stuff. He was like, oh, imagine when I hear that, yet you are alive. I'm up here trying to see what's going on. Now, how did you feel about this whole thing? Them saying that I don't remember LaGuerta Maria telling him that he was the Bay Harbor butcher, but do y'all remember?
Yeah, I vaguely remember that she told him that before he died, but he didn't really believe her. And then the whole thing was supposed to be that what was it, some mob guys or mafia cartel, somebody was supposed to have took her out, you know, and we already put everything on Dose, all the stuff pointed at him.
Right.
The last time he seen Dexter was when he was willing, you know, Dev out, and he trying to cross the T's and dot the I's. And so I don't think he would have paid it much mind. Maybe he would have been still a little interested with the fact that the sheriff or whatever from this town calls him and says that. But then to know that she said that too and how much he loved her, that's what's going to drive him now to, you know, have that eye on Dexter and be like, now I'm on you, because, you know, if one say it, okay, two say it, I don't believe in coincidences.
Exactly.
And especially the love of my life.
Exactly. Hey, Shayna.
Hey,
What's
Shayna.
going on, boo?
Shayna.
You about to watch Love Island. Okay, boo. I got you, boo.
Oh, wow,
It's
Pete
all
Bronson. Yeah, well, go ahead and check it out.
Yes, check it out.
It's starting the original. It's a ride.
It's good stuff. The original is always the best, y'all. So just know that when I get to like season 5 of shows, usually like even on rewatches, because I know how it's going to end, I kind of stop. I like to try to end on a high note, like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this right here. Like, so when it start getting stupid and you be sitting up there looking like, that's when I tap out on rewatches. But when you're watching the show, you just kind of watch the show because you're invested. But
now, Nita, I have mixed emotions with this, because I feel like even though Angel is kind of throwing it out there and hitting that stuff, and he was saying, oh, I'm going to come back tomorrow and we'll talk more, and then he let Dexter know, like, well, you're not dead no more, since I know I cleared your name and you got all your stuff back and you could use your stuff. They really didn't have no info on him, so... But then again, I guess it's also because he ended up finding out about the news of the non-parts body, and he said potentially Harrison could be in New York. So is that what made him have
that's
to
what
leave?
made him do?
Yeah, because I was kind of like, now you made yourself look guilty. You could have kind of just chilled, I felt like, for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. So when he came back, so I kind of got it bunched up. So that's why she's talking about two different scenes or whatever. He did come back the next day, and in that particular scene, when he was doing physical therapy, the therapist gave him a little bit of tea, and he was like, "What? Como se llama?" Next thing you know, that nigga, he was hightailing it out of here. I was just like, but I still felt like it was still a tinge of guilt. He's still like, oh shit, like is the stuff is closing in on me. So I still felt like it was that on one hand, and then the kicker was Harrison might be out here like in the wind flailing. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of had two things. So I understand what you said about that, Tamika. How you feel about Muji? Oh, maybe you not too familiar. You may not be too familiar, so I don't know. I don't wanna. And she might be busy too.
Huh?
No, I was just saying you might be a little busy. I was saying Tamika's point was saying, do you think it was Angel that made him hightail it out of Iron Lake, or do you think it was the whole thing with the tea that he got from the physical therapist about New York City and that whole cutting
Nah, I
up in
think it
nine
was that
pieces.
crime that he heard about.
The nine
And
pieces,
he
yeah,
said it
his son.
sounded like his son.
Yeah,
So that's why he was like, let me get out of here and make sure this kid ain't make no mistakes.
right,
Because I don't want him to get jammed up in New York, you know?
right, exactly. Yeah, so we move on over and we see the crime scene and we see Harrison dealing with some PTSD, the person that he unalived viciously with good reason. Let me add that caveat. That person that he unalived is actually haunting him and all this stuff. So he's seeing him in different scenarios or whatever. So they are investigating, they're doing the things. He gets, we just talked about it, he gets the tea from the thing, and then he goes back to his room and he looks the man up and he sees that he's like a predator and he's doing the things and all of the things are happening or whatever, and he kind of got off, like he has a history, there's a pattern of this happening. And
He
he was
like
like,
to slip
"Ooh,
people drinks and stuff and then take advantage of them when they under the influence, like somebody that just went to court a little bit ago. Anyway.
yes, absolutely,
Moving on.
absolutely." So yeah, so now, like, he like, well, at least he did it for a good reason. He's just not out here just doing whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool, we got all that, we know and all that stuff. So we gonna go ahead, and then we get like a little, we kind of turn the corner and we get like this. You know how Dexter always has like different situations going on. So he has his own life going on, which is with him, Harrison, Iron Lake, and all that stuff. But then we have this other situation that is actually happening as well. And we have someone being tracked and trailed by a person. So this man walks out with a hoodie and he walks out his apartment. We see somebody looking at him. She comes in, she got sophisticated equipment and all the good things, whatever. I was like, what is going on here? This is very sophisticated. So we get to see her, and we are introducing Uma Thurman as Charlie. Okay, so we have Charlie here, and when they first introduced her, they had like a little Easter egg there of her being in the shades, like kind of Kill Bill too. She was kind of like walking around with shades on Kill Bill too. So she came in and she's doing her thing, and she's a badass. She's a badass. Like, she comes in, she got all this sophisticated equipment, going in there trying to check the thing out. She knows how people think, she knows how people move. Like, she goes in, she's scanning the apartment, she's looking, like she's trying to find the trophies, she's trying to find the things. Usually serial unalivers are very meticulous and they do things a very specific way. So if you're in the mindset the same way Dexter went into Harrison's crime scene and he kind of like he knows the things to look for. That's just exactly what this was. How did y'all? What do y'all think about Uma Thurman joining the cast? And what did you think about her introduction to the show? And where do you think they're going with her?
This is interesting to me. That like I said, I'm already a Dexter fan,
Oh,
but this is the part that makes it a little, gave me like, oh wait a
mm,
minute, a little bit more interest because this
mhm.
is really an all-star cast that they bringing in here. She's one of the first that we see, and I'm curious and waiting to see how all the rest of them are gonna play out. But I'm thinking she's like a fixer of some sorts. Like I don't know what exactly they do pertaining to these serial taker outers because I'm assuming that it's gonna be more than just Dexter. So how are they gonna play into it with Dexter? Because it looked like she pretty much found where he keeps his souvenirs. We know
Mhm.
that they like a lot of them like to keep the souvenirs, and then she left an invitation there for him. So I was like, well, what are we looking for? And she definitely came in with the high tech things, and it's Uma Thurman, so come on. But
Yes.
so once she showed up, just her presence, spoke for itself. And then it makes you more intrigued because you're like, well, what is this gonna lead to? What are you trying to invite him to? Who is this person that you just went into their house? If I'm not mistaken, and I don't know his character's name, but I believe she's supposed to be working for Peter Dinklage. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I don't want to chop it up.
Dinklage.
Dinklage, right? So then we got Neil Patrick Harris. We got a lot of people coming to see. So I'm so interested to see, like, oh, what is they gonna be doing, honey?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
it
here
seemed.
for that part too. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
this seemed
Moochie.
like it's a tournament of some sort though. And
Right.
if she catch you any kind of way, like where you look like you could lead the police to them, then you
hmm
get kicked out. Cause remember, she kicked that dude out.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
hmm
Right.
He
Yeah. A
was like, if you
serial a
kill me,
serial
Yeah.
you
killer
take
club.
you out.
Right. And it's like now you got Dexter coming, and I'll wait till we get to the next part. But just as far as what you was just talking about with Dexter, when he finds, that Harrison is here, and then he looks up the guy and he finds all the information on him. He's thinking about it like, oh, he's following my code. He's doing what I do. But in all actuality, he's really not. He just so happened that he got into a situation and he tried to, help homegirl out or whatever. And it's funny to think about like the differences because
Yeah.
Harrison does have a like compassion and feeling and getting
He does.
PTSD and having flashbacks, and he was throwing up after. Whereas Dexter wouldn't be doing all of that. He would just be like, "Yo, I took your ass out. Your ass, you needed to go," and he would keep it stepping. So
Right.
you kind of seeing like the comparisons of them, but in Dexter's mind, it's like, "Oh my boy, he do what I do."
Right. Right. I loved it. I loved it. It was so good. And so in this whole thing, okay, so the book that she found up in the ceiling actually said sorcery on the
Mhm.
front of it, and it had like this little thing or whatever. And when you open it up, you see all of these New York driver's license. And then we also see Dexter get his driver's license in episode 2.
Mhm.
So I want y'all to put a pin in that because I'm telling you, when I tell you I be looking, I be looking, I be looking. I'm dissecting this. I'm seeing all of what's going on. The only thing that I feel a little different, and maybe I don't want to put my track shoes on, 'cause like Mushi say, I don't want to put my
Mhm.
track shoes on because I feel like we'll get more into it in episode 2. But
Mhm.
let's just there is a newspaper that Dexter is looking through, and I feel like there is a different target. There's a target on certain demographics and people, and I
Mhm.
don't think that Dexter fits the bill, even though he did get his New York driver's license
Mhm.
and all that stuff. So I don't know if that's gonna fill that bill where I was, my little theory, my little red, antennas was going up or whatever. I don't think it's gonna fit the thing because they have all the people who they've unalive. So I don't know. But anyway, they go in the thing, they find out that the man has all that money in there. They put an invitation in there, and she says the invitation has been sent. But we'll get into it later. I don't want to put my track shoes on. This is the way they told the story. So she puts a envelope in the box, but when we get to the conversation where she confronts him later on, there's something else going on, and I was just like, well, that doesn't sound like. So it sounds like something is fishy going on or whatever. Also to y'all, I think, do y'all know for sure, do y'all think that this man, I think this cameo here is Clyde Phillips, this guy that once Dexter gets to New York City and he runs into this guy here. I think this is the creator, this is his cameo. A lot of people do cameos in their films. I know Michael Bay does them in all of his movies. He does a cameo where it's just like one of these one-offs or whatever. I think this is Clyde Phillips. This is the person who created the whole thing. But of course, y'all know how New York traffic is. Child, pedestrians getting hit left and right because the people in the cars, they don't give a fuck. And that's for real. So
You get
then,
in certain areas, they'll walk right over that hood if it's in the crosswalk.
right, Moochie, I hear that. And then we see Dexter actually, once he gets there, he find, which was another convenient thing, right? So he finds Harrison. The first place that he just happened to be at a red light, well, maybe that's all we got to see, but it felt very convenient that we just see Dexter ended up seeing Harrison, and that is the end of the episode. So yeah. Okay, so KIM cab drivers, yes, it felt like they were very targeted. We do know that it is cab or Uber share or something like that. But when you look at the when we get to episode 2, we'll see all of the people, the drivers, like the people that are in the newspaper, and they look like they are brown and black people. Just saying. And every time everybody got an Uber share, it was a brown and black person. So that's one of the things. So yeah, y'all. So what do y'all rate the episode? What y'all rate the episode? I'm about to download the next episode now. But give me your overall thoughts. How did you feel about it? You good?
Yeah, I thought the first introduction episode 1 was good. I do think some things was convenient, but I thought they did a pretty good job of tying it up, because you got to make it make sense, okay, of how he was able to get out of this, how he survives. I do think that he knew that the taking out was at the hotel, so therefore he knew that
right.
Harrison was gonna be there, but for him to just walk right out, okay. Plus you had to have that moment. It's like, oh, there he is.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
You are absolutely right. He got the background from,
right.
Okay.
And I thought they did a pretty good job with just introducing us, letting us get up to speed with what Harrison is up to now and the situation that he done got himself in. You see in Dexter struggling back and forth where he's like, no, I'm just want to make sure that, he ain't leave no mess. And if he did leave a mess, I'm going to clean it up. And you got Harry in his ear and all of that. And so far so good for me.
Yeah, same here. Oh shit. Okay, this one is definitely Moochie. Give me your thoughts. I gotta break this next one up because it's too big.
When he
to
was
upload.
watching him work, he was like, "Oh, he's all right." I mean, he's scared to approach him, but I think he should. I think he's taking too long to approach him, and I hope it don't be like a situation where it's too late.
Yeah, I hope they don't do that either, because I feel like Harrison, the way they've written him, I feel like that he has like a lot of potential now. And then also too, we have more potential to even see where this new lady is going, this new detective lady, and she may have some shady stuff going on with her. And then we also got Peter Dinklage, we got Uma Thurman. So I feel like I don't know, y'all. I don't know if we are moving towards the end of Dexter, because it feels like they're trying to create something to get us to gravitate to something else. Like, I don't know, you know how when people play a role for so long in their life, they want to do something else, they want to venture on and do something. And I don't know if Michael C. Hall, I thought I remember him having a medical crisis, a medical battle that he was going through, and that's why they kind of stopped him. And they
Yeah, they go through medical issues. So that was
Gotcha.
one part, and then the other part, I think he was tired of playing Dexter and wanted to do some other things. That's why I said, well, I guess if the money is right, then it's like, okay, I'll come on back. I ain't doing nothing right now. Like, I love him. I
Yeah.
loved him in Under too. I think he's a great actor.
Yes.
So I'm not mad at it. I feel like he can do it as long as he want to do it. And I also think that they like, listen, everybody else got spinoffs, so let's go ahead and do our damn spinoffs.
Exactly.
Person.
Exactly. And yeah, and the fact that he did have a medical crisis and he bounced back and he is here to do it, I'm here for it. I'm here for everything that he got going on. And I'm glad, that the opportunity presented itself, because a lot of times, sometimes opportunities just kind of dwindle by. Like, there is no more opportunity. But the fact that people still love Dexter and he can still come back and make this impact and all this stuff, I love it. I love it. So y'all know the next episode is it's called Camera Shy. Now, Camera Shy, they didn't have to do none of the heavy lifting that the first episode had to do. This episode was so good, and I cannot wait for episode 3. I can't wait for the rest of the season, y'all. I love the way this set this thing up. Let's just go ahead and get into it. It's called Camera Shy, y'all. Like I said, we jump this. Okay, so we already went left with Uma Thurman. So now we jumping off the porch, going another direction with something else. We got a whole new storyline set up here, and I was like, okay. So we see this guy walking around with a hoodie, a book bag, and all this stuff. We see him get into. That's why I will never be able to do Uber. I can't do it. I can't do it. But he gets into an Uber share. So he goes to one. If y'all notice, he goes to one and then he goes to another. Both of them brown, black. Okay. Just make sure you notice that. He goes in there. He does the thing. And next thing you know, he's peeping out all the stuff. Y'all know how cab drivers, they got to have like their little credentials and the thing. And they got their all the things. So he has his children on the dashboard. The person really seems to take to it, and really that's one of his things. Who will miss you when you're gone?
Mm-hmm.
The driver finds out that he picks up the wrong person by the Uber person. The telephone notifications going like blinking, talking about where are you? You're going in the opposite direction and stuff like that. And so once the man in the back, the dark passenger, y'all, we'll get into that because that was a little funny too. The dark passenger gets in there and he sees that, and then he goes and he makes his move. He has to do that. So he goes and makes his move, and he puts this thing. It looks like a chain that probably got like some spikes in it or whatever. And he puts it around his neck where it doesn't really hurt him based on the pressure. So he does all this stuff. He's asking them who's gonna miss you when you're gone and all this other stuff. And I'm looking at him, and he does look very, very familiar. Now, you know how they always say all black people look alike. Now they try and get into this little stereotype where all white people look alike. But anyway, so we'll talk about it when we get into it, because one of the guys that survived this guy actually said that it's a dead ringer for you. Like, you could really look like this guy. Like, he looks like you. But we'll get into it. And eventually we see a jump cut. We see a little skater kid find his body in the car with his head detached in his hand, in his lap. Yikes on a bike. I said, oh my God. This is a mess. This is a mess. Hey, Tika. Yes, you definitely love it. Girl, I'm gonna have to get you on if you're able to join the if you're able to join the chat. Yes. Let me know. I know that all the Queen's Men is coming, so you just let me know your availability. I thought the writer was Dexter at first. Yes, I said, girl, I'm telling you, like I feel like it's maybe a copycat. Maybe
I
this
did
is
too.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, so I don't want to keep running my mouth, y'all. Y'all go ahead and jump in there all you want, Moochie. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about this whole
I really thought this was Dexter at first until it went on. I like I said, I don't want to put my track shoes on.
no, go ahead and put
But
it on because
until it went on, I actually thought this was Dexter. It had me fooled. I was like, no, he didn't start. And then I had to look again
yeah,
because he do look like him in the face right there.
he does. He does. He really does. He really does. Okay. And Tamika said, oh yeah, his brother is unalive. Yeah, he actually unalived him and was it OG? I think it was the
Hmm.
OG. He unalived him in the first or second
Oh
season.
no, well we don't see it yet. He does though. In the first one he did.
Oh yeah,
The
no,
original.
yeah, in the original, yeah. He
In the prequel, we see he don't know who he is yet. He not sure.
right, right. So here we go. Here we go again. I know we about to wrap it on up. We ain't gonna be here
Oh,
too
it's
long.
okay.
Oh no, no, it's all good. But of course, Harry is still trying to be the person on his shoulder, trying to get him to like. I feel like what this is some kind of warning system. It's like one of them things like somebody like, okay, let's fix the problem before it get too out of hand. But then your other side of the shoulder be like, oh, don't be overbearing. Don't like, how you might want to be treated in the situation. Like I don't want to I'm saying like it's like one of those type of things. It's like the good thing, the bad thing on your shoulder and stuff like that. So like it's like his consciousness is just kind of like battling with him. And he's
Hmm.
like he doesn't want to overstep because he understands what he ended up doing in New Blood, which made Harrison do what he did. And he just feels like he's going to traumatize him. He feel like he just going to mess his life up even more. So he's trying to like take a step back, but it's just all bad. I just don't know where we go with this, but I do know. So what I want to ask you, Moochie, when do you think we're gonna see this reunited and it feels so good? When we gonna get the
I want to say by the end of episode 3,
three? I want to say
maybe
four.
4.
I say four. I say four. I say four. Tamika had to step away, but we'll get her opinion when she comes back. When you think we're going to get this reunited and it feels so good. So he goes in there doing what Dexter does. Y'all know he's a part of the police department. He does his thing. He's going in there. They're investigating. He noticed that there's cameras. He was like, "Oh, attaboy." When he was in there and he saw that crime scene looking completely like perfect, he's like, "Attaboy." So yeah, so he went, but then of course when he saw it looking so clean, he knew he had to do some more investigating. And so we get here and he sees the cameras, he noticed everything. When I tell you a person with experience will get you where you need to be, that's what I'm talking about. That well, I'm not going to poo-poo since Tika is in the comments. These are the details that one needs to pay attention to when you're writing stuff so you can all the things. So he ends up going down um to the kitchen area, and he was like, oh well, he had to do this and this and this to get out of the situation. This is not the kill scene. He did it somewhere else. So he had to keep on investigating. I know you know, but I ain't gonna poop. I'm not gonna say nothing. It's all good. Okay. So where are we going with this? Okay, so Angel goes back and asks him to keep him abreast of things. So that's fine. Ain't no big deal with that. So he goes there, he's like checking out things. He's like, oh yeah, this could be a place. This could be a place. He waits until the wait staff leaves, and of course, like I told you, he be eating and eating and eating. He was like, can you give me a cheeseburger? Can you give me two? I said, that's a greedy nigga right there. He is greedy. He is always eating. I said, 2 cheeseburgers? Lord have mercy. So he goes in there. He sees everything. He maps everything out. Everything is replaying. They're doing the flashbacks, doing the show don't tell. He doing the blood splatter investigation, and bam, he finds the spot of blood. Moochie, how you feel about that?
I was like, I'm glad he caught it before that cop, because I thought she was gonna catch it.
Exactly.
And he caught it and took it down. I don't know if because this is when I was messing with this computer, so I didn't see that part. I gotta go back and see it again.
Right.
But I knew he saw it. I don't know if he took out the thing or if he just wiped it away.
Yeah, no,
that's the part I'm worried about.
He took it and he cleaned it. So, like I said, I think he is cleaning up behind him, making sure that he can do the things. Tamika, how you feel about it?
Yeah, I like this part. He basically came there to do what he said he was going to do, and he had him a little snack in between, to make sure kill 2 birds with 1 stone. But he definitely was on top of it. He was like, okay, he has access to the kitchen. This is where he came through. This is what he most likely used, and they have all the different cleaning supplies and things that he needed. And at this point, he just getting more and more hyped. They're like, oh yeah, that's my boy, But he seen the slip up, he caught it, and he went right and took that off the ceiling. Like, oh, missed the spot.
Yeah. So the police are definitely behind the 8 ball, thanks to Dexter and his knowledge, his internal knowledge with the forensics and stuff. And also too with this whole thing, so it was something how this whole thing happened where so they kind of lead into the blood stain, and then it leads into Harrison more PTSD trauma, right?
Yeah.
He's having a dream about his father yelling at him. He wakes up in a night sweat. He gets up and he asks the other hotel person, the person who is the valet person, let's go hang out. Let's go chill. And then, y'all, how did you feel about him seeing his father? And because his mind has been playing tricks on him, he really saw him in real life, and then he really didn't see him. How did y'all feel about that? I thought that was genius. I
like the way they did that.
He wasn't sure if he saw him. That's the crazy part.
He just figured my mom is playing tricks on me.
Yes. Yes, I love how they did that. But child, how about that nigga out there doing the booger sugar with the okay, well, anyway, we ain't get there yet. So, Dexter actually ends up, his truck ends up getting towed, and we get introduced to our guy Ronnie from the Shy Y'all. Right, you said to yourself it was a heck of a close call.
And how convenient that the car gets towed right when Angel just finished saying keep a monitor, see if any tickets or anything. So we already know how it's all going to wrap up in which direction it's going to go. Dexter, you ain't paying attention to the damn signs.
Right. Exactly.
And yeah,
Exactly.
shout out. I don't know this actor's name, but I'm loving seeing him just getting all of the gigs and all of the things. Okay,
Yeah.
because he has Smoke too, another great show. If y'all not watching Smoke, definitely check that one out. I wish I could talk about that one too, but I said, okay, come on and get your money.
Yes, y'all. He has a very complicated name, and because I think he's African. But I'll put it on the screen so you can see him. His name is Naterguma Mababo Manat. Try, I don't know. But this is him. Y'all know him. You say he's on Smoke, right? But we do know him as
Yes.
Ronnie from The Shy.
Yes.
And so I just wanted to share that because I can't pronounce
Yeah, I can't pronounce his name, and I don't be wanting to. I'll be butchering people's names all the time.
Right, right. But we do know him as Ronnie from The Shy, and his name in this show is called Blessing Kamara or something like that.
He's African, right?
Yeah, 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 absolutely. And so so I have to download the thing. So let's go ahead and just talk about where we are with this. I know I do a lot of narrating, y'all. When I start series, like it's pretty much on me because I'm the host, but I want to start integrating where the co-host will actually start to introduce the scenes and say their takes on things or whatever. So it's not always going to be me talking, but because this is the start of the series, that is where we are. But I am going to start incorporating more of the things. But I want my girls to go ahead and talk to y'all about how y'all feel about it. I'm downloading the last half of the episode, and then we're going to get into that.
Yeah, so like the first part of this, I think, because I know I stepped away for a minute, is basically, Dexter here now. He know what Harrison is. He know what the plan is, that he want to come in here and he want to just, don't go at him right now. He pretty much just wants to make sure he didn't make no mistakes. Because now he even got to see this cop and he's like, oh, she's one of these thorough cops and I can't, have her. She thinks the way I think and she sees what I see. So he knows that that's even more, where Harrison could slip up and he's looking at the cameras. He just surveilled everything and he knew, pretty much to follow the footsteps and what he would have did and things of that nature. So I like seeing all of that. And of course, Angel was pretty much like, well, hey, I'm going to get my ass up out of here. Ain't nothing else I could do. I was cracking up when the sheriff was like, well, that wasn't, he ain't convicted of no damn crime. He's free to go. What the hell was I going to hold him for? He going to go live his best life, I guess. He was like, well, you don't think it's strange that he just packed up and left like that? And I kind of thought that the sheriff was going to end up mentioning Harrison or his son or something, but I don't think he really knew that much of the details about him because, maybe Angel would have been like, what do you mean? What son? And, something else would have went off there. But they didn't mention anything about that. He just was like, I could drop you off at the damn airport. Okay. And also, when we meet the dark passenger, with the cab, I thought that was Dexter in the cab originally. I was like, wait a minute, I had to rewind that back again. Like, okay, no, I was like, he looks a lot like him, which of course leads later on.
Right.
But I was like, oh, that was interesting. So I'm like, I'm assuming he's the one that I forget what Uma's character name is. I'm gonna get these names together. But when she went in the apartment and saw, I'm assuming that's him. Mm-hmm. Right, and he takes out the cab driver. So yeah, and that's going to be an interesting twist too.
Exactly. Yes, Tika, Blessing was too friendly for me, girl.
Yeah, and he was talking a lot. I was like, well, damn, wait a minute, you doing a whole lot of
he was real friendly.
He was too friendly, girl. I was like, girl, what? You'll see it in my slide. I'm like, what? Come on, say, y'all, I ain't inviting you over my house one day. That's crazy. That was crazy. So y'all remember I was talking about he did the booger sugar with the dude or whatever, and even after the booger sugar, he is still hallucinating over that dude. Just crazy. So it didn't even look. I put, what the hell? What the hell? He was too friendly.
Yeah.
I
He
was like,
definitely was. I was like, now I know, that it's true. The cab drivers do be yapping sometime, or they'll put on music and just assume this is the kind of music that you want to hear, or sometimes, But I was like, damn, he a little too extra now. I don't know, no. Then after a while, I'd have been like putting my headphones on, like, sir, okay, you like yappy, yappy, yap. But at the same time, we know that it's all for a reason to lead us, to a certain place. And he was able to give us the info about a job, because now that he kind of saying I'm gonna have to be around for him and I gotta find something to do,
right.
So
He got a lot of information from
yeah,
that.
he
He's
did.
like
He
a
really did.
411. He even told them about the other serial killer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like you said, we have some conveniences, but it's gonna get us
Mhm.
where we need to go. And that's just, I mean, listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we telling a story here. We about to get there. Okay, so then we go left back to the left turn that we took with Uma. And so the guy that she actually entered into his apartment in episode 1, he goes to the ATM machine. Although he got all that money up there in the ceiling, he's going to the ATM machine and he finds out that his balance is at 0. And Uma is sitting behind Charlie. Yeah, Charlie is her name in the series. So Charlie is standing behind him like, hey, it ain't payday. So she goes out there and walks him out to the car. And apparently, like we said, it seems like it's some type of club, it's some type of something that is going on. It's some organized crime ring that is going on where people are, usually it's like they just call them assassins. Like now, I don't know why they're called serial killer club. I don't know what that is. Like maybe it's tomato. I don't know, but they're in this thing, and she said that they have rules. There's no demands. There are no asks. There are no questions. There's no contacting me. You do the job. You get your money, and da da da. Like you can't do all of these things. And he broke one of the rules. Like he apparently, the context of this is that he went to Peter Dinklage and made an ask, and that is against the rules. And so he's basically been excommunicado, similar to like John Wick and the John Wick series and stuff like that. However, instead of everybody coming after him, it is Uma Thurman that is the fixer and that is taking care of the business, right? So she's here, she's doing the thing, and he kind of gets a little aggressive with her. And I don't know why, because after she had that bat in her hand with the nails coming up out of it, who getting aggressive with somebody like? Anyway, where y'all want to go with this particular scene? Where we're going with this? Did you like the setup? Did you want more? Did they not give us enough? How do you feel about it? Like,
I
I
wanted a
think we
little.
just
Oh,
got a
sorry, go
little.
Moochie.
Oh, go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Moochie.
Oh, I think we just got a little hint of what's going on. We don't know if it seems like it's like a game or something, or they get some type of mission to do.
mhm.
But if you mess up where you're traceable, they want to get rid of you. I want to see how this goes, because he was like begging, like, I need this. He kept saying,
Right.
I need this.
Yeah, and that's what Tika just said. She was like, they cut him off cold turkey, and they gave him a chance. But did they give him a chance? Because she's sitting up there, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, if you put the envelope in his apartment, maybe you didn't think that he was going to go check the thing, or you didn't like. Did you give him a chance, or was this the mission? You just playing games, just like Moochie just said that. Are they playing games? Is it like cat and mouse or whatever? But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, no, I felt like you did the invitation, and then it was like she did like a follow up. So if I don't know, like, what are we doing here? So I don't know. How you feel about it, Tamika? I know you had jumped in there, but Moochie was talking to.
Yeah, for me, I wanted a little bit more, but I think this was like a little tease to pique our interest. It definitely has my interest peaked because I'm trying to understand what's the dynamic and how do they even find these people? What makes them pick out the certain people? Because even her going to that first apartment and saying, you got the invite. What gets you the invite? You know, is it that he just is this top person and he seems to know all the people that go out and take out people? Because I know it's still all, you know, people unaliving people, but when I think of assassins, I'm thinking more of you probably having some type of combat experience and different, you know,
Right.
things that's your specialty. Whereas a serial taker out of it could just be somebody like you was mentioning. We see this one person that seemed to be doing a lot of black and brown people. It could be somebody else that just do women for whatever reason. We got Dexter who feels like he's doing the right thing and he takes out bad people, you know.
Mhm.
So what is the criteria that makes them want to, you know, get into it? How do they pick them? And then with this guy, I felt like he should have been smarter than this. If you know the people you dealing with and she's telling you like, nah, you're done, you might want to shut the hell up and just be like, I'm done, and go ahead back and get whatever money you got here, because you know. And then she literally taking out, you know, oh, you thought you was gonna have this, we already got it. I would have been like, okay, you know, I'm gonna talk when you walk away, and I ain't gonna talk while you still here, type of thing. But no, he proceeded like, sir.
Right.
So, yeah, it definitely got me more interested.
Yeah, it was crazy. And my mind, the way my mind just went, I was just like, are they getting ready to pick Harrison? Are they
yes,
are they getting ready to pick up
that
the wrong
too.
country?
I was wondering that too. I just don't know.
I hope not, because
I was trying to. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was trying to see where
like
Dexter was gonna fit in, because I was figuring Dexter was eventually going to meet them, and I'm like, well, they don't know about Dexter. I don't think they don't know that he would be the Bayhawk Butcher. But then as we get in towards the end of the episode and more things happen, I think I got a little theory, but I'm not sure. But I'll wait till we get there.
Yeah. Y'all let us know. Let us know where we going. Are we thinking, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I feel like we can kind of play the long game. We can kind of stretch this out a little bit and don't rush it, because that's how when you rush storylines and how showrunners end up rushing storylines is people like, oh, it's slow, ain't nothing happening and all that stuff. But forget all that. Put all the details out. Breadcrumb us the way you need to breadcrumb us, and then you can get you a nice solid story or whatever. But we'll see. But this was a nice little tease or whatever, but I still feel like there's something else going on with that. So okay, so I might want to take us off the screen so that we can get the full. I don't even know how to do it though. Oh wait, I can put us down bottom, right? Okay. I'm not gonna say all of them look black. Hold on, I feel like y'all still can't see it because it's at the wrong part of the. Oh, it's still not a good view. Can y'all see it? Because it's kind of black. It's a black and white newspaper, but I felt like
the 3 dots on the side, Nita, and then cover us for a second so we can see it closer.
Oh, I can do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got it.
There you go.
Okay. So I don't know, the non-black people, they still look like POC. They look like people of color. So that's what I'm
all
saying.
Black and brown.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying about that. And so okay. Yeah, they all do look like POC. They don't look like actual, you know, all you know what I'm saying. So he's in the restaurant eating. He's talking about the dark passenger, baby. When I tell you, I almost fell out when he was upset that the new serial killer then got his name, his dark passenger. Oh my god, that was so funny to me.
He was pissed about that.
He was in his feelings.
Yeah, that cracked me up. I was like, the irony between him really, you know, feeling like Harrison is like him and doing the same thing as him, and then him just getting diverted. Like, wait a minute, that's my damn name. Ain't nobody gonna be going around using my shit. like, I got the copyright on that. I was like, really, Dexter?
Right. He talking about why I didn't trademark that.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I was hilarious. Okay, so yeah, Tika said they are definitely immigrants, visa holders, and stuff like that. So, like I said, people of color. So yeah, and his tagline, "Who will miss you?" Like one of those type things. Cause like even when okay, we'll get there. Let's not jump the gun. Let's go ahead and move on. So he tells him, the guy ends up telling him at the place that he had one of his co-workers escaped him. And he was like, well, is he going to be at the party that you're trying to invite me to? And he was like, yeah, he'll be there. He was like, I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm like, okay. I mean, well, he did invite him, but I was just like, okay. So we're going to move on. We're going to get there. And of course, that the people are sitting up here. They are investigating, doing their work and stuff like that. Cameras, of course. When Dexter brought up the cameras, we're looking at the cameras. They're looking at the footage. They see that they kind of have like a date grape situation. And that's the victim. Well, that's the person who was unallowed. Victim in whatever case you want to say. Dexter ends up going over to, of course, Blessing's house. Okay, so he goes over. He introduces him to the family. Everybody seemed to be real friendly. How does that work? Like, y'all got a whole all black family, and you just bring this white passenger that was in your. I don't know how that worked, but
that part didn't seem believable to me.
It was a stretch. Let's just say that's a scratching our head moment or whatever. How this whole thing worked out. Now, this new technology, is this a real technology? This whole light under the hood and you can't because cameras are everywhere now. So people may be working to try to work against the cameras. Y'all remember how when they started doing the photos, the what are they called? The speeding cameras and stuff like that, and they would take pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw people starting to do the plates that was trying to deflect so they couldn't take a picture of the thing. So
yeah,
initially people could be trying to create technology to try to I was just like, wow.
Yeah, I always say if they could do it for the movie or the TV show, they doing it in real life. This was something that was new for me. Okay, me and Dexter was like, the what and the what? But I was like, oh, okay, that's how he getting by. And listen, this guy was lucky.
That was crazy. That was crazy. Hey, Rick. How you doing, bro?
Hey.
Because when the dark passenger questioned the guy from Haiti, he was blaming him for his hard life. Oh, yes. So when you say that, do you think that Dexter is hitting on some political issues? Y'all, I'm gonna do a Superman review tomorrow, and I know that a lot of people saying that the new Superman was political. One of those type things. Like, do y'all think that they're getting political with this whole thing, and do you think this is gonna turn some people off? Is it gonna have the fandom like kind of in a tizzy? How do you feel about that? Because that is a thing, and when you start talking about like real social issues that are political issues that are happening in the mainstream into your entertainment, girl, the people feathers be getting ruffled.
Yeah, you're gonna have people that complain no matter what. I feel like I could see it being a mixture and that being added in there just because we in New York too. Where's a melting pot and there's so many different things going on, and again we have these different serial taker artists that we don't know what drives them and what different reasons they're doing stuff. So for me it would make sense.
Yeah, Moochie.
I agree. I think I hope it doesn't go to that political route. but
Yeah,
it looks
I
like
didn't
it
hear
is.
anything
You
just
gotta
yet.
you gotta think
Mm-hmm.
when they probably was filming this is when all of the migrant situation was happening
Mm-hmm.
too in New York.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
So
could
that's
see it
probably
as a
why they
sprinkle.
added it.
Mhm.
And this can make or break a series. Because remember, they did that with the 50 Cent series that was on ABC where he was the ex-con that got itself out. They had him. They brought COVID into that situation and it shouldn't have been brought in.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think they're gonna go too hard with it. We'll see. I could be wrong, but I definitely do think it's gonna be sprinkled. Like you're gonna have different people that, we don't like this group or we don't like men, women, whoever, and therefore we go after them. But to be honest with y'all, I don't think this Dark Passenger gonna be around long. He done messed around and took the wrong damn name. He got Dexter on his ass now. Dexter was like, "Oh hell to the no!" And then the fact that this guy then says, "Yo, you know what? You look a lot like him. He had your build, he had your height, the head. Like if you was to wear a hoodie, you would be him."
Exactly. And the name? Come on,
Yes.
man. Come on. Come on. We go get. Yeah, we know that that's not gonna last too long. So right. So then after the party, after he gets the thing, he tells him, "Oh yeah, y'all. I forgot to tell y'all." He tells him how he was able to escape.
Mm-hmm.
Once that happened, he said the light was green, but he slammed on the brakes. He was able, when the car came up, he was able to put the seat down and
Mm-hmm.
get out of the car, get from away from the
Yes.
thing. I was like, oh my god, that was really good.
He
You
did
know,
his thing with that one, honey. He said he was
right?
out of there. I know that's right.
Cause when I'm in panic mode, my body don't do what I want to do. You know, you
Mm-hmm.
want your body to like, be in that kind of response.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, most people bodies don't be in that time.
Mm-hmm.
So he did his big one with that, and all he just escaped with a cut ear, and I
Mm-hmm.
was happy to hear it. I was like, "Just okay, come on, come on."
Mm-hmm.
So he goes downstairs after the party, and he has like a basement apartment. Y'all know how the in New York and DC we got these duplexes. Two It's like two stories on top, and then there's like a bottom apartment building. And
Mm-hmm.
so he goes down there, girl. When I tell you he opened that door, I said, "Oh my god." Did y'all really have to make it a real kill room, like for real, for real? Like we in a basement. He got the what do you call it? He said she does acupuncture. They got
He
the
was like, "You could leave the table."
that was hilarious. That was hilarious. He was like, "Oh no, she does acupuncture. She gotta come get it." I was like, "Damn!" They had the lights. They had everything. Like you had the plastic. He was like, "Oh man." He was like, "This was perfect." I was cracking up. He was like, "Yes, please, and thank you. I'll take it." Like he had like a little bit of like him and Harry talked over it for a good little second, and then next thing you know, he was like, "I'll take it." And I was like, "Good Lord, this was a mess." Okay, it says, Tika says, it's definitely keeping up with what's going on in the world today, somewhat political, but I think they're just highlighting, yes, the serial unaliver that is targeting immigrants. I agree. I agree. And the guy who got away from the dark passion said he didn't go to the police because his visa expired. Yes. Riri, check it out. It's only 2 episodes in. Go ahead and check it out. Watch it now. We're almost done. Check us out on the replay, and we're gonna come back every Sunday for the recap. It airs on the Showtime or Paramount app on Friday. So check it out and then come see us for the live review and we'll talk about some things. Okay. So then we see, okay, because of course, if he wants to like be a Uber share, he wants to be a Uber driver now because he wants to get, kind of into this world so he can try to figure out who this guy is. He gets his driver's license. And like I said, that driver's license wasn't in the picture for nothing. We saw them X'd out driver's license, but I still feel like it's gonna be like some kind of monkey wrench going on with that or whatever. He is studying, trying to figure out who this man is. He goes to the Bridge Data Network because, of course, um, cab drivers and people and just people in general have cameras everywhere. Like we have cameras when we're driving. Uber cars have their, their all their stuff in their display. They have like cameras, they got like their GPS trackers, they got all these things. So that guy who survived it had video of what happened. And so Dexter able to get the video, he was able to detect what was the logo on the man's book bag, and he saw Bridge Data Network. So I don't know why people, if you're doing dirt, you are actually wearing a bag that can lead you to the place where you work. Anyway, I don't understand how that happened, but it happened. Like we said, conveniences and how that thing goes. Not Moochie. She dropped off for a second. Tamika, how do you feel about this whole him walking around with his real life work bag on while he doing dirt? That's crazy.
Yeah, I guess they say somebody got to make a mistake somewhere, right? Ain't no perfect thing, because you would think he would have just had like a plain black bag. You got this high tech thing on, but then you slip up where Dexter's able to, peep that. I mean,
Yeah.
gave
Like
him
I
a
said,
leeway to know what direction to look in.
right. And so him doing that, like I said, this girl right here, she looks like she's gonna be a thing or whatever.
Hmm.
Also, too, Harrison watched her son. I don't even think I put it in the
Yeah.
photos or whatever. I said, girl, you got to be careful who you let watch your damn kids. But that's another story for another day. So she got her daggone son sitting up there with a unaliver, and that's just something. So we see the detectives there, and they find the girl that is in the date grape video. They question her. She still looks very like traumatized from the experience that she had. She looks shame. She looks like she has all these feelings, guilt, and all this other stuff. And now I think she does not think that there is any foul play with Harrison, but I feel like she knows that he was on the elevator with her, and so she don't know because she doesn't have recollection. So she ends up telling, like, I don't remember the guy, but this guy was, something. So we don't know what the conversation was. They interrogated her, and the next thing you know, they was like, Harrison, come on over, come to the front, come to the front. So he was looking shook. He was looking shook. Do you think he's gonna be able to keep his cool? Tamika, how you feel about it?
Not really, because he always kind of looking and being nervous. To me, I feel like that's more what drew attention to him, because the officer had already seen him up in the hallway and he was bumping into the cart and stuff, and she was asking who's that, and then seeing him walking here. The girl could have mentioned too, like, oh well, he helped me, or I remember seeing him or something. But I also feel like, because he always on the side kind of peeking at them, as long as he don't make a mistake and say anything, I don't really think they got too much info on him. And like Moochie was mentioning earlier with the tying of the knot of the bag, but I also, in New York City, I'm sure he's not the only damn one that could be tying the knot that way. And he could probably be like, oh, I've taught many of people in here to tie knots that way. So that's not really nothing too secure either. But because we know how this officer is, she's paying attention to everything. So I just feel like he got to definitely be on point.
That was the first thing she paid attention to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the color of them,
Yeah.
and so that's how she was able to pull out everything. But Moochie, you were gone for a bit. Let's see where
Yeah, I
you.
know I got kicked out.
Yeah. Do what is up with the dude with the serial unaliver up here doing dirt with the name of the place that he works on the book bag? Is he crazy?
Mm.
Well, we know he crazy. Obviously, he crazy. But the whole thing. So, LV Short said that it's like in a similar situation, like his father. Like his father was dating a single mom and babysitting. So, is this another
Yeah.
parallel that we're gonna see the similar Dexter? You remember Dexter and Rita in that whole situation, and then now we have Harrison, and he has this girl from the hotel that he is taking a liking to, and she has a son as well. So watch who you let watch your sons, watch your kids. So how you feel
I
about
mean,
that?
he ain't gonna do nothing to him, but maybe show him how to clean up stuff if he mess up things.
Yes, but I do agree with you, LV Short. And Vegas says that Harrison just annoys me. LOL. And he's just sloppy. I told you people there is a loud voice where they didn't think that they was gonna be able to do a New Blood a season 2. And so they revamped it to a resurrection and brought Michael C. Hall back. So yeah, so there is a loud voice out there or whatever, and we see Dexter make his play. He's acting like he's a tourist, and so he's acting like he spots the person. He's taking pictures, and the next thing you know, he runs in front of him like he's taking a picture, which he was taking a picture. But then when he was trying to look at the picture, he was looking at the man. I was like, that was so smart of him. And he could see that the man had actually had the lights on in the hoodie. He said, oh shit, he is in unalive mode. We gotta see what's going on. So he's following him, and he jumps in, he intercepts this whole thing. And I was just like, oh wow, this is crazy. I thought that he would probably still just try to tail him. I thought he was tailing. I didn't think that he was like in action mode, but he kind of jumped into action mode. And so now we're starting to see like a new Dexter. Like this, we have a different arc going on, because in the OG, in original sin and all that stuff, like Harry was teaching him the code. But in resurrection, it feels like he has a totally new arc. He's going in a totally different direction, and Harrison is going in a totally different direction. And that makes for a good show for me. Like, I mean, if you don't know exactly where it's going, it can go anywhere.
Yeah, because
So
he changing his code.
yeah,
And we all got used to his code.
right. And you know how people start to evolve once you get new information. Once you, like I say, you don't know until you know something. He's evolving as you become older. You don't have the same ways that you were once you were taught. Sometimes you do, if you know that it serves you, or if it's good. But sometimes things happen, and it seems like Dexter having a son, and the way things played out with him and Harrison, it feels like he's changing. Like he has to make different moves. Things are just kind of up in the air, and I think we have a good show here because we're just looking at things a little differently. And like, it's not predictable to me, but we could throw some theories out there. So I want to do a theory video. And also too, okay, so yeah, we do see that he's still going for black and brown and all this other stuff. He tells him, don't don't take my Uber share. That's my Uber share. Like, you got the wrong one. So he already, like, when he did it, y'all, did y'all see any kind of familiarity? Did you think that the dark passenger recognized him? Do you think that it was like a how do you feel? Do you think it was like a mistake and he just kind of like just let it go? Because sometimes, I don't know, men be kind of confrontational. He was just like, all right, dude. And then he just like kind of made his little out, and then Dexter giving him chase, and because New York is very busy, and he gets hit in his injury and he loses him. but he says that you're on my kill table because I know, well, my unalive table, because I know what you're doing. Like the jig is up. But how do y'all feel about it? Do you feel like that man recognized him? Do you think he's a copycat? Where do y'all think we're going with this? This is the end of the episode. So
Yeah, he a copycat.
okay. Okay,
You
Mochi
know
said
he's a
he
copycat, but Dexter trying to figure out what's his angle. So I think he gonna follow him till he figure out what's his motive. But are we gonna see him connect with that Uma Thurman character again? Since he was already thrown, you know, basically like don't like we don't need you anymore.
Okay. Okay. Tamika?
I don't know if I think he recognized him. I think that just because he was like, yo, that's my ride, and he don't want to be like, recognized, I felt like he just hurried up and ran down the stairs. I could be wrong, and was like, let me move it along. That one that got messed up, maybe he gonna try it again later tonight or another day. I don't know, but I don't think he gonna have too much time to try. I did think that Dexter was just going to follow him and observe and just kind of what we used to seeing from Dexter. So when he flipped it and reversed it and went a different way, I was like, well, wait a minute now. That's not what Dexter would normally do. And of course, Harry was like, that's not how you do the code. What's going on here? Yeah. He was like, I do now. So that kind of reminded me of the fact of when Harrison just jumped into it, wasn't necessarily like that was the way that it was planned. It was like the correlations between the two. And then him now saying, yeah, I'm here for Harrison, and to clean up and make sure things go all right with him. But now I got to take this up too. Like, you are on my table. You're going to be taken out. So my theory is that since we have the same height and build, and since you still in my name, which technically I don't think he really knows that he's still in his name, because nobody has ever known Dex as the Dark Passenger. That's just his thing that, him and Harry says he's, if anything, known as the Bay Harbor Butcher. But because he is using that name and that's personal for Dexter, I think he's going to take over and act like him so he can get into that club. So he can see who else is up in this club and what y'all got going on and what y'all got popping and locking. I could be wrong. I don't know. I think he's gonna be multitasking. But then can he do that? Because you messing around with them and messing around with Harrison, or does Harrison come into the club and then that's what leads him into it? It's either gonna be one or the other. Because the same way that
if it's gonna be
apartment. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. That was me.
No, I was saying the same way Uma went into the apartment and like surveilled everything, which is usually how Dexter would do it and gather the info. I'm pretty sure he's gonna see that invite to the party.
Oh.
So I don't know, y'all, but I'm so excited. I want to see the rest of how this gonna play out.
But that's not the same person, right? That wasn't the person. So how do you think that Dexter will get led to that whole invitation?
That's what I want to know.
Yeah,
that's what I want to know.
That's interesting.
Because I don't know if he's gonna get the invitation direct, or Harrison is gonna get it, or he's gonna get one of these people and then see their invitation. I guess it would have to be one of three, because he's gonna find out about this damn club one way or another.
Hopefully he get it from Harrison, and he could check it out so Harrison don't get into no trouble.
Yeah, absolutely.
More trouble than he already in, because this wasn't like one of his victims, like a serial killer. He took care of him because he was doing some nasty crap.
Yeah. Right. Even though Dexter don't know that part yet, but yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I think that makes it even more interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tika said that she thinks that he did recognize Dexter, and he hauled ass for that. And we'll see. We'll see. Because that was one of my thoughts too.
Yeah.
Because like I say, men be like, square up, ho. You know what I'm saying? Like they be like, you ain't taking no Uber from me. So
right.
Yeah, so I was like, I was wondering about that. I don't know how that's gonna work. I invited Tika to the next discussion if she wants to come. I'll definitely send her the link. But I wanted to there's so many different ways this could go for me. There's so many. That's why I said they have the potential to really do a phenomenal job with this. And I think the invitation is going to go to. I think Harrison is going to end up doubling down. I don't know. I feel like he's going to be rebellious towards his father. I just feel like from the PTSD of it
Yeah.
all, I feel like he's not going to have like a warm,
No.
fuzzy thing that's going on
Mm-mm.
with his father. And I
Mm-mm.
feel like he may veer towards this club if they
Mm-hmm.
do extend the invitation, and this is going to cause a huge conflict between them.
Yeah.
That's where I would want it to go, because I feel like you have more drama and more meat, instead of just trying to like do like the inevitable and eliminate this entity, this real entity. Like, this is organized crime that we're talking about, like Peter Dinklage and Uma Thurman.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not just gonna be just taken down just like that. So let's go ahead and get the cat and mouse. Let's go ahead
Mm-hmm.
and do the things that we need to do in order to get us a good show on the.
Yeah, because I'm definitely curious to see, like, who the other ones are, and what's their specialty, what do they do. Like, I know we also have Neil Patrick Harris, so what kind of taker out is he? Like,
Right.
and I love him too. Like, it's gonna be interesting. So I'm
Yeah.
definitely along for the ride.
Yeah. And
He
definitely
might be running the tournament because I could see him having a lot of dialogue.
not a tournament.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Oh my
Once
goodness.
we figure out what it really is, because it seemed like it's some type of competition or something,
Yeah.
Something,
Yeah.
yeah.
like Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah, yeah. But what I don't want to see, I'm gonna tell you what I don't want to see. I don't want to see Angel like on his heels. Like, we can, like, okay, I feel like you introduced that in episode 1, a little bit in episode 2, but I don't want to see him like.
Yeah, he's still gonna be popping up too. We ain't gonna get rid of him. So that's why I feel like it's so much going on, because Dexter's trying to keep his eye on Harrison. Now we got this intervening with the Dark Passenger. Then you're gonna still have Angel popping up. Angel, I don't think is gonna make it out of this if he keep popping up. Though the question is, does Dexter take him out, or does Harrison? Does he end up becoming a threat to him? Like, it's so, like you said, it's so much happening, girl.
Right.
Oh,
And like I said,
yeah.
don't rush it. Slow walk it.
Mhm.
And just let us like kind of like enjoy the ride. Like, I'm telling you, people, when they rush the storytelling, that's when you write yourself into a corner. And so I feel like they introduce a lot of new concepts that can keep us on the. I can't wait.
And I think the girl, what was her name? I might be confusing it, maybe another lady, but I want to say that I believe it was the one that played in what the heck was the show that we covered? Penguin. I think the girl from there is in this too. I might be mistaken, but I know it's an all-star cast. There's a lot of people.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, because I loved her.
Wait a minute, let me
I
look it up,
loved
because I
her,
could
but I
be
didn't see
confusing
her.
it.
But not so far. But she might come. She might
I
come.
could be confusing her with somebody else. No, matter of fact, she's been in Jessica Jones, Breaking Bad, and
Oh yeah,
and
that was
all
that was.
yeah. Okay,
I thought that was the person who was the victim, the date grape. Was that her?
was that her?
That wasn't her. Or
I
was
don't know. It could have been.
I thought when I saw her, when I pulled her up on IMDb, she's normally a brunette, and so in this show they made her a blonde. So
Okay. 'Cause
maybe
I
I don't
saw.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
you
we'll
might be right. You might be right. I didn't even realize it. But yeah, I was like, okay, we got a lot of familiar people.
Yeah, so I think that we are going to be doing one episode. I know this was a little bit longer. I like to be here for a good time, not a long time, but I'm glad you guys stuck with us. Make sure you are liking up the video as you come in. Make sure you're hashtagging replay. Make sure you are following us on our social medias. Moochie, Tamika, let us know what's going on the channel. Tamika, I'm gonna put you up here first, and then we will end up seeing you next week.
If y'all haven't checked out Isaiah, just quick little review thoughts on the Shy BMF Divorce Sisters. I will be with EJ tomorrow and Moochie for the shot. And then usually, I think it's Thursdays, we give our live reaction. Tika, um, EJ, Candy Love, Letitia, we all talk about Divorce Sisters live. Saturday I had did what do you call it? What you should be watching in Self Care Saturday if y'all didn't see that. And other than that, I think when all the Queens men come up and sisters, I'll be back with that again. That's about it. Keep your notifications on. This was a good time. I appreciate y'all for inviting me.
Okay. Well, I got going on tomorrow. We're gonna do the trailer breakdown for BMF. Tuesday, we're gonna do the trailer breakdown for The Shy. Um, I'm trying to get. I have two. I know I had the Shy recap. Me and Brillo went through questions and recap that, but I still have some final thoughts that I want to put out for both BMF and The Shy. So please keep your notifications on. It should be scheduled to drop sometime tonight or in the morning. And that's about it. We got to do it again next week. We're gonna do the first reaction for BMF Friday at 1:15 a.m. So please be sure to keep your notifications on. All right. Thank you.
Okay, hey y'all make sure that
Oh yeah, I know what else I forgot.
Okay.
I'm at 900 subscribers on TikTok. I'm trying to get to 1,000 so I could go live over there. If you are not subscribed to me on TikTok, please do. I'm just trying to grow my audience over there as well. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yes, just like Tamika said, hit the like, turn on your notifications, and subscribe. We're coming back Sunday, 7:30 ish. That's what we're gonna do. And yeah. So it won't be a 2-hour live. It should be 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how much I run my damn mouth. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get out.
This was a good episode and it had a lot of details. So stuff have to be covered.
Yes, absolutely. And so yeah, I am look forward. Let me go ahead and put me on the thing. So usually I don't do this for myself, but look forward to the Superman review. I'm gonna do a spoiler review with my son. He would go when I tell you, y'all, he loved the Superman movie that is out. We're doing a spoiler review. I'm going to do a non-spoiler review, and we're going to come back and do a spoiler review where we can talk some details because there is a lot going on. So a whole lot going on.
I'm getting mixed reviews on it.
It is mixed. It's very mixed.
I gotta check it out.
I'm mixed. It's on the stick if you want to see it. It's still.
Oh, okay, go. Okay.
Look, it's available.
Say less. We good. Well, okay.
So that's what we got to look forward with me. I'm going to try to get some other reviews out. I want to talk some current events, some hot topics. I want to talk Ashanti and Nelly. Child, I want to talk Real Housewives of Atlanta. The reunion is going on tonight. I want to talk some Love and Merge Huntsville. So I'm going to be doing the things. I got to talk about Funky Dineva, Claudia Jordan, and this.
We visited that a year ago, Nita.
Yes. Yeah.
That came up in my timeline.
I want to talk about it. If you want to join me, let's go ahead. I'm gonna break it down first, and then we're gonna give our little commentary. I'm gonna break it down, and then we're gonna give our commentary. So if you want to,
we might do like a hot lunch special.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so we're gonna do some hot lunch.
Yeah. Okay, y'all. So we don't want to hold you too much longer. We're gonna go ahead and say goodnight to you. We love you. Thank you for watching. I hope you come back and see us next Sunday. And we will talk to y'all later, y'all. Bye.
Bye.